Hello and welcome to the MyHeritage webinar series. I'm Miriam Pierre-Louis, your host, broadcasting to you live from Eastern Massachusetts. Today we have Daniel Horowitz, who is live with us in Israel for his class, Top Tips for Reviewing Smart Matches and Record Matches. Thanks to Daniel and thanks to all of you for registering for today's live webinar. So wherever and whenever you are, glad to have you with us. MyHeritage is excited to introduce Photo Repair, the newest tool in the MyHeritage Photo Toolbox. Photo Repair automatically fixes scratches, tears, holes, stains, and other damage on historical photos. With this additional tool, MyHeritage is the only company to offer a complete suite of features for colorizing, restoring, enhancing, animating, and now repairing historical photos. And now to introduce our speaker. Daniel Horowitz is the expert genealogist at MyHeritage. He provides key contributions in the product development, customer support, and public affairs areas. He holds board-level positions at the Israel Genealogy Research Association, among others. He was the teacher and study guide editor for 15 years of the Family History Project Searching for My Roots in Venezuela. Please put your virtual hands together and let's give Daniel Horowitz a nice, warm webinar welcome. Daniel, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Marianne. I'm very good. Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction and for the invitation. It's always a pleasure for me to be here and to be able to share the knowledge with all the audience, which I am seeing now that they are actually coming from all over the world.
Yeah, we've got a good crowd here today.
I'm very, very happy for that. And I actually wanted to put a message. Thank you all for their great words and my followers, as I see in the chat. But for some reason, I cannot write to the audience. It's something on GoToWebinar, but you should all know that I appreciate very much all your comments and your love. So let's go straight into today's subject, which is the top tips that I have for how to review your smart matches and record matches. But actually, before we go there, I must say that I'm very proud to be one of the first employees from MyHeritage, and I'm even more happy to still being on board, because since day one, MyHeritage has always had in mind the way to help you connecting your past, your present, and your future. And the matches is definitely one of those tools that empowers you to discover what makes you who you are and to put you in contact with other family members that you may not even know. For those of you who don't know, if there are still those in the audience, the MyHeritage platform started with a place to build family trees. And today the database has 80 million of those, which translate into 5 billion profiles. This is extremely important for today's subject because all related to smart matches are actually focused on those trees. We also have now 14 billion historical records, and I need to chase the content department almost in a weekly basis to make sure that I have the accurate number, because the number grows every week. And I'm also very happy to be able to see and hear the new collections that we are about to release, and we are working on them. And also very important for today's presentation, because the record matches are all about those historical records. But not only that, MyHeritage also have 5 million DNA kits on the database, all of them getting matches among themselves and also being categorized into the more than 2,100 genetic groups that MyHeritage has under the ethnicity estimation. So if you have not done your DNA yet, this is probably a good time, because I heard that some special prizes are coming out. But if you did, and you did it with another company, no worries. You just need to download the digital file, then upload to MyHeritage to enjoy all the benefits right there. Another very important point is that all this is available and supported in 42 languages, meaning that actually anybody from around the world can work with MyHeritage in their native language and do the research and build their trees and find records. And we also make sure to have records from all over the world, or we're trying at least to please everybody. So what makes us different from the other players out there? Well, that's definitely one of the things, the global strength that MyHeritage has, not only on the languages, not only in the technology, but also selling all over the world, including DNA, which is also very important. The superior technology, well, I will demonstrate today at least the part of the matches. We try to be as friendly and approachable, and if we are not doing a good job, please let us know, because we always love to hear from the audience. And then we have some exclusive databases that MyHeritage is helping archives and libraries around the world to bring some material out, digitization and transcription. So what will MyHeritage offers you? To start with, a basic free website or software for you to record and keep your genealogy. Yes, I said free, because you can open a free account and you can start and test and see how MyHeritage can help you. And then, and only then, you can decide if you want to pay or not. As you know, I'm a genealogist. I'm not from the sales department. And my first suggestion will always be, try it first, make sure you're comfortable with it, and then put money into it. Regarding the technology, MyHeritage will offer you smart matches, record matches, and DNA matches, but also people discoveries and photo discoveries. And we also have some mobile technology that will help you to share, to collaborate, and to take your genealogy wherever you go. But today I'm going to focus on 3 of the technologies. Maybe if we have some time at the end, I will add a 4th one over there. And the idea is to guide you on how to analyze, accept, reject, and deal with your instant discoveries, smart matches, and record matches. Now, what are instant discoveries? First of all, they are based on the previous technologies that MyHeritage had, which is smart matches and record matches, and it will allow you to add an entire branch of up to 50 individuals into your tree with one click. So it's something that MyHeritage is going to discover for you in our database, and it's going to present it to you. You will need to analyze and put a little bit of thinking into it, and then decide if you want it or not. Now, I will not be a responsible genealogist if I'm not saying that you need to use caution when you are working with the instant discoveries, and just make sure that you trust the source and the information presented. If you already have a family tree on MyHeritage, it should look probably more or less like this. And right at the top of any individual where you're missing some people in the tree, right there is where we're going to let you know with those yellow cards that we found a discovery for you. When you put the mouse on top of the card, this pop-up will go up and will tell you exactly what this is all about. In this case, thanks to Linda Anthony and Thomas Anthony in the family tree, we managed to find Linda's mother, Carla, and another 11 relatives. So all what you need to do in order to look into those relatives and that discovery is to click over there the discovery card. The other option that you have is from the menu, from the top menu on any page on your MyHeritage website, you have a discovery menu. Right there, if you put your mouse on top, you will see a drop-down menu that will say matches by people, matches by source, and instant discovery. So what I did here is I clicked on instant discoveries, and this is the page that I got. The first thing you will notice here is that we have the instant discoveries divided into two: person discoveries and photo discoveries. Now, the order of that menu is going to be always person and then photos, but the drop-down or the different options that you will see on the screen, it will vary. You may have first a person discoveries and then a photo discoveries. You can click on any of those in the menu to see only the person discoveries or the photo discoveries as you like. And just because I am looking at this, oh yes, before that, and my idea today is to give you or to point out to you some of the things that you may not be aware, even if you are already used to work with those features. For example, did you notice that in the corner of every area or every discovery, you have an X? And that X, once you click it, you will be able to reject this discovery right from here. And sometimes, but very few times, you will be able to notice that the match is not correct, that the discovery is not correct, or simply you are not interested in this discovery or this branch of the family for whatever reason. You can click on that X and that discovery is going to go away. Now, let's look into photo discoveries and what they are. As you can see here, MyHeritage is telling me that it found a photo discovery and I can add up to 10 people or photos for 10 individuals in my tree. So let's take a closer look into that. And one of the first things that I will always suggest you whenever you have the opportunity is to be able to contact the user where this information is coming from. Now, you will notice that in this case, we have different photos for people in my tree. Those in the left are already in my tree. Those in the right with the pictures are coming from different individuals on MyHeritage. The first one is coming from a family tree managed by Daniel Steele. I wonder if this is the writer. And then when you put the mouse on top of the name, you will be either able to invite that person if you know him and you know that you are related. You can invite him to your website, or you can contact that person and ask him, hey, Daniel, I see that MyHeritage says you have a picture of Magda, and I have Magda in my family tree. I don't have an image. How come where you found that image that I don't have if I'm the genealogy of the family? Let's look how we are related. Another important detail, you can see that Daniel is around 50s. Daniel is from the US. I can view his profile, but MyHeritage will never reveal his email address because all the communication, even if you click contact, is going to happen inside the MyHeritage environment without letting anybody know which emails they are using. Now, another thing you will notice is a check mark. that is in the upper right corner of every square or of every area for each of the photos. I don't know if you can notice also that each photo may come from a different user from a different part of the world. Now, in this case, Helen or Elene is really not of my interest. She is kind of married into my in-laws family, and that is a part of the family tree that actually is very far from me, and I don't really care having a picture of her. So I can just uncheck that mark. MyHeritage is going to ignore that picture from now on. And now instead of 9 photos, I'm going to be able to add 8 photos. Another thing that I would like to point out to you is on the very bottom where you can barely see that says reject this discovery. When you click here, you will be rejecting all the discoveries. Same as if you will click on the X on the previous page. But I also always will suggest you to go and to evaluate this and not to run and to ignore or to reject the discoveries or the matches. If you're not sure that this is really wrong or you're extremely sure, you don't want to be bothered or be presented with those matches again. So take a minute, analyze, and then decide. Now, why I like this so much, besides the fact that if for those of you whom MyHeritage cannot bring more information because you already know everything about your family, at least MyHeritage is able to bring a picture for a family member that I don't have. Now, sometimes also I have seen people uploading images of a document or a tombstone. I personally don't like to have those as personal pictures. I prefer to see the faces of those individuals, but it's up to you. After all, is your family and your website. But one of the other things that I love from this feature is that if the other person did their homework as they should, I can actually view the original photo and see other people that may have been tagged in this image. So in this case, you see that the picture was brought to me because I am missing one of my relative, Berta Singer, and she actually appears in this family photo, but not only her, but Mayor Joseph Singer and all the people in this photo is being tagged, and I can use the mouse and go over either the list or the images and see their names and see who they are. The great advantage is that whenever this image is copied to my tree, I'm going to gain also those tags and those names assigned to the pictures. So now all what I need to do is to click the upper button where it says the amount of pictures that are going to be added to my tree, and then they will automatically be copied and tagged and assigned to the right people over there. Now, this is the photo discovery. Let's see the person discovery right here. As you can see in this one, MyHeritage is telling me that I can add up to 50 new people, and that is one of the limitations that this tool has. Based on one person from your family tree, in this case, Beppy Jansen is in my family tree, and I can see here some information that I have from her, and I can see if this is really the person or not. And then I can see the other people with their details, with their pictures, if they have pictures in the other tree, and I can actually accept and copy all this branch, all these new people into my family tree. Where those individuals are coming, where MyHeritage is taking all this information from? Actually, from family trees that are already in MyHeritage. The only caveat here is that A, you cannot pick and choose. This is an all or nothing feature. The other thing is that you can really not see who is the manager or who actually put all those names in the database, or at least not yet. Because after you click to add to your tree, in your family tree, you will see this new tag on top of the card of those individuals that you just added. They will not blink. That is my effect to draw your attention to them, but they will stay there for at least 24 hours, and you can go and review each of those cards, and you can make sure if the information is correct, and you can actually see also in the source of that individual or that piece of information, you can see the family tree where they were taken, and you can eventually contact the administrator of that family tree. So again, the great advantage of the instant discoveries is that will grow your tree very fast with good information, and then it's up to you to evaluate and leave or delete whatever you consider. Now, as I said before, the instant discoveries is based on a previous technology that MyHeritage had called smart matches. And those are no other things that individuals in your tree that were detected in other trees. Now, this is not simply just any match based on one parameter, meaning that not because MyHeritage found another Daniel Horowitz out there, it means that it's me. No, it's not only my first name and my last name, but it's also dates, birth, marriage, places, facts, relationships with parents, kids, spouse, siblings. All that is what gives us, to MyHeritage, the certainty that this is a good match. And even then, when we're talking about John Smith, born in New York in 1820, probably we will bring you some false positive if we don't have enough information either in your tree or in the other person's tree. So imagine that MyHeritage will connect you not only to another tree, but with an administrator of the other tree, which is a family member that you may have never knew. Definitely something that can change your life. Now, benefits. You can contact that relatives. You can learn from others what they have, what they know. You can also learn and get rare photos of your ancestors that are used in other trees. Very easy to extract the information directly to your family tree, and I will show you that in a second. But again, the warning of use cautions, because nobody plays here Big Brother. Anybody can write whatever they want in their own family trees, and it may be wrong information. How do you know if you got smart matches? Well, in your family tree, you will see those green icons in the top right corner of the card of the individual. In the top left of your screen, you're going to see the same icon with a number, and that is the number of the amount of matches that are pending over there. You can either click on the icon on the top left, or you can click on the green icon for the person. The difference is that when you click on the icon of the person, you're going to get the smart matches for that individual. While if you click on the icon on the top left of the screen, you're going to be drive to the general and all smart matches page. This is the same place where you're going to arrive if you use the same discovery menu as we did before for the instant discoveries, but in this case, you can use either matches by people or matches by source. And here you're going to start hearing a few of my suggestions. I like to see smart matches by people and record matches by source. And you can toggle and you can change that right there on the top menu. Now, let me explain you why. Because I think it's easier to go over each of your individuals and see which one of your of the matches is the best match to copy the information from that family tree. I will explain myself in just 1 second. Now, as every rule, there is an exception to that. The smart matches I will recommend you to view by resources only when you want to ignore a particular family tree. And why you may want to ignore a family tree? Because your cousin that asked you for a little bit of information decided to open a family tree on MyHeritage as well. And he also got matches and he also copied everything from your tree to his tree. So no wonder why you're getting 300 matches with his family tree, and probably you will not want to dedicate time to review those matches if you know they're actually coming from you. So when you see the smart matches by source, you can find that specific family tree and say, ignore this tree. What else you can do from here? You can toggle and see between the pending, the new matches that came this week, and MyHeritage has new matches every week. You can see the previously confirmed or reject matches, and you can study them again if you have new information. Maybe you confirmed too fast or you rejected too fast and you need to undo that. Here is when you can see that. The other thing that you can do here, if you're managing more than one tree, you will see over there also an option to filter your matches by the trees that you have. Talking about filters and sorts, you can sort here, and MyHeritage will by default sort by value, meaning, as you can see in the gray area, the amount of information, new information that you're getting from the match. On the match list, on the left side, always you will have your own information. On the right side is the new information coming in. And then you can use, of course, the number of matches or the most recent or the first name, last name, or the relation between that person and yourself. Another trick that you can apply here is to to search for a particular name if that will be your desire, and then you can simply go ahead and put the last name of the person or the first name and find the individuals that you are looking for and you would like to focus on them. So let's take, for example, this one, Joseph Jensen. I see that MyHeritage is telling me that he appears or he has 11 matches, meaning he appears in another 11 family trees on the database. I see that I have a lot of new information, including a picture that I can add to my family tree. So let's go there without further ado. And here you can see that still you have that menu on the top that you can toggle between record matches and smart matches. You can change between pending and confirm, but you also see the individuals that manages those other family trees. And as I said already, also here, you can just click there and you can contact the other person and you can exchange information and making sure that this information has a source and is not just I figure it out or I copy it from someone else. What else you can see here? Well, you have more actions, and this is actually a question I receive a lot in conferences or lectures. Let's say that I don't care for this person. I want just to ignore it. I already have every piece of information that I want from him. Right here, under the more actions, I can ignore this person, and MyHeritage will not bring me any new information for him or for that person. Now you will notice that also here you have an X at the corner, and this will also allow you to reject this match. And in this case, you're saying this match is not correct. Not that you want to ignore, not that you don't want to see it anymore, but this, for whatever reason, is not right. And again, sometimes very few MyHeritage can make some mistakes. Now, you will see also that on the left side, you have the option to view this person in your tree. And this is very useful for me because I don't remember everybody in my family tree. I have almost 8,000 people. So I always come here and I do a right click with my mouse and I open this in a new tab. So I can go back and forth from my match to my tree and understand better who this person is. Also notice that in the information coming to my tree, whoever is alive and whoever I don't have in my family tree, meaning MyHeritage is not certain that you already know that person, we are going to keep it private. So no information about living individuals are going to leak into other family trees. Okay, it's time to take a couple of minutes and review this match in detail. Here, MyHeritage will display in the left side all the information from your tree. On the right side, all the information in the other person's tree, in this case, Laura's tree, about Joseph Jansen. You can notice also that already the spelling of the name is different, and that didn't prevent MyHeritage finding this match. But also MyHeritage will point out to you if the information or which information is new, is different, is better from the other person's tree. If you scroll down, you will see not only information about that individual, but the close family, the relatives of that main individual. And you can see that I have already Beppy Jansen, the wife, in the tree, but I'm missing the parents and the siblings and other people there. If I keep scrolling down, I will be able to compare my family tree with the other person's family tree and decide if this is a good match or not. In the case that it's not, I can from down here reject it. In the case that this is, and hopefully all of them will be, you can go back to the top and click on Confirm Match. Now notice that next to Confirm Match, there is an arrow. And this is what I call the lazy arrow, because when you click on that little arrow, automatically MyHeritage is going to copy, to extract all the new and improved information into your tree. Now, this is good if you're absolutely sure that everything is good. As I said, in my case, as a genealogist, I prefer just to click in the Confirm Match button and then seeing this view, which is very similar, but with some arrows in the middle between my information and the new information. All what I need to do is to click those arrows over there in the middle in order to very easily extract those pieces of information into my tree. So it's just click, 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 and everything is just extracted and copied into my tree. Now, what if you clicked too fast and you want to undo that? Very easy. You just need to click again now on the check mark, and that will undo the taking of the information. Let's keep scrolling down and see what else I can do here. Well, I see the birth, the marriage, I already copied that, the death, burial. I see photos, and I can choose which photos I want, and I may not want all the pictures, so I will select which ones I want. And I see already a green check mark here that I didn't click into it. And this is because MyHeritage by default is going to add a source citation for this match. So you don't scratch your head in a couple of weeks asking yourself where this information came from. And if you want to see and even edit that source, that citation, you can click on show there, and MyHeritage will display the note for the source, and you can add more information there if you want. You can set up the confidence of this information, and you will always have the URL of the website, so you can go back and see where this information came from. Now, another question that a lot of people ask me, where this information comes if the other person extracted this from a census record. Well, you will need to ask the other user for that piece of information, but for you, the source for you is the other person's family tree, no matter where the other person actually found the information. That is why I insist that you will contact the other person and will ask. The other thing you have here is to show more fields, and this is kind of an advanced option that we give you because not always you will be satisfied with just copying and extracting the information straightforward. Maybe you already have some pieces of information extracted from other sources and you will want to keep it there. Or maybe you have your person marked as deceased or leaving and you're not sure if that death information is accurate, so you can change it here. But if what I do a lot of times is set this as an alternate fact. So I'm not overriding whatever I already had in my family tree. I am adding another fact, death, in this case is alternate death, and this is what is coming from the other person's tree. I can even edit or add the source to this specific field and make sure that I notice where this is coming from and why I added as an alternative fact. Also, you from here can use these fields to edit the information. For example, the other person said that he was buried in London, England, but in my tree, I don't refer to England. I noted as United Kingdom, okay, or England, United Kingdom. So once I copy the information, I can go to the field and I can just edit it right there on the fly. And the information, the updated information is going to be saved on my tree. Let me keep scrolling down because we have here more for you. We have an area of biographical notes. And here you can write whatever you want about this person. You may have already notes there, but you can add any piece of information, any notations that you want about this smart match over there, and this will also be saved to your tree. Now, if you look in the very bottom of this page, you will see that MyHeritage is offering me to extract information not only for Joseph, but also for 7 more close relative I should add here. Remember that the match was for Joseph, and when I saw the information that I could get, I had the parents, I have the spouse, I have information about other relatives. And if I click there, I will be able to see them both compare in the same way, my tree on the left, the new tree or the other tree on the right. And you can see here that I have Germany for the birth, but the other person said that she was born in Sydney, Australia. So it's different or it's improved. And I can just keep going down and see kids, siblings, including people that I may be missing in my family tree. With just one click, I will be adding and extracting all that information into my tree with no problem. Now here I am already at the very bottom of the page. You can see that there is a button here that will allow you to extract all the information. Whatever you saw over there with an arrow in the middle, you click here and it's like select all. And I normally don't use it. I like to pick and choose what pieces of information I'm copying and extracting into my tree. But the very important button is the orange one at the bottom saying save to tree, because up till now you have worked very hard to select what you want in your tree. If you don't click on save to tree, nothing will be saved, meaning that if you have second thoughts and you don't want to copy or extract the information right now, you can click on cancel and you can come back and do all this later on. Okay, so now I have clicked saved. As you can see, the picture is there, the birth, the death information is there. I didn't copy everything, as you can see, and I can always come here and use the save to your tree button, and this will again copy everything that is new or improved, or extract manually, pick and choose what I like. Or if for whatever reason you got new information and you realize that you confirm a match that is wrong, from here you can undo that confirmation. Now, something important for you to know, that undoing the confirmation will not delete any information that you have extracted from the tree. So you need to be very conscious and careful to view this person and to see what you have copied from the other source, and make sure to manually delete it if this was wrong. Now, at the bottom of this page, you will remember this comparison between family trees. There is an area to write comments, and you can write any comment that you want, but at the moment that you confirmed a match, MyHeritage will automatically put over there a confirmed match comment, and it will stay there for other people, for you and other people or the other admin to see. MyHeritage will do a couple of more things automatically, and I will talk about that in a second. But first, let me analyze with you why smart matches are so helpful. First of all, the technology that we have in order to make sure that the match is accurate. So not only by taking a few facts and features, but to try to analyze the person in both family trees. Also, the huge amount of information that we have, not only the 5 billion names I mentioned before, but also the a little bit more of 500 million pictures that we have in our database, so you can actually see the face of the person and know if the match is correct. Also, the fact that we are available in 42 languages means that you may be matched with people from any part of the world and still gaining the information and the opportunity to collaborate with those other users who may be family you never knew you had. Now, how do you receive matches? Well, either you build a tree online at myheritage.com. You can also upload a JETCOM. And if you have already a family tree someplace else, you can download, or you should be able to download from that place in a JETCOM format and upload it to MyHeritage with no problem. And you can also use the free software that I mentioned before, the Family Tree Builder, and sync your computer with the website and then get the matches. So as you see, the key here is to have a family tree published on the website so our servers can analyze the names on your tree. When do you get those matches? Well, you get them in real time. If you're working with your family tree, every time you modified relevant information, dates, places, or names, you will see how the technology works, and hopefully those green icons are going to start popping in to your family tree. And we will take in account not only that person, but also the close family, the close relative of that individual. But not only that, if you are using the software and you sync or you upload a JETCOM, we're running the smart technology, the smart matches technology all over your tree in one shot. And of course, continuously we will keep comparing your tree with new trees that are constantly coming into our system, and you will get new matches all the time. Talking about the new matches you're getting, and I would love for you to come into the website every week. You know what? Not every week, every day, and see if you have new matches. And believe me, some people do that, but MyHeritage wants to keep your life easy and simple, and that is why we issue a weekly email with the smart matches that we found for you. And we will also let you know information about the other site manager, the individual in the tree, the new information that you may gain by accepting and extracting the information, or you can view all the matches for a particular family tree. And remember, this is the way that you can actually accept all or ignore a specific tree. But MyHeritage will send you automatically another type of emails every time somebody else accepts a match with your tree. And of course, whenever you accept a match, the other person will also get a similar a similar email. And the idea is for you and the other person to come in to review the match, to make sure that it is actually accurate, and to double confirm the match to make sure this is really accurate information, because MyHeritage learns from those processes and those feedbacks in order to constantly improve our technology. Now, the other type of matches MyHeritage will give you is the record matches. And this is extremely similar to the smart matches, but with one big difference. Instead of comparing your tree with other trees, we're going to do it with the 14 billion historical records that we have in our database. And it's not just birth, marriage, and death. It's census, immigration, newspapers, yearbooks. Anything that is searchable in our database will be used to match your people. It will work automatically as more records come in, and as you improve your information on the tree, we are going to keep working and looking for those matches. And it goes without saying, the more people And the more information you have about those individuals, the better the chances to receive more record matches. How do they look in your tree? Well, those are the brown icons that you will see in your family and in your individual cards, right there below the smart match icon, or just on the top if there is no smart match for that person. Also in the upper left side, you will see a similar icon next to the smart matches, and that will also take you to the general record match pages. If you use the icon in the card, you will be directed to that individual specific record matches. As I said before, I like to see the record matches by source, and you can do that also from the discovery menu right there, because again, I think it's easier to just go over a particular collection and look into what matches I have and extract everybody into my tree. Now here, besides the sorting and the filtering and everything I show you in the smart matches, you will have an option to say the confidence that you want to select or to view your matches. And a lot of people complain every time, is you're giving me too many matches to view. Well, one of the options that you can do is just go into the settings and say, well, I want higher confidence, only those that you are completely sure that they are a match to my tree. And later on, once you have taken care of all those, you can go and see the lower confidence ones. Also here, you can restrict only to structured records, meaning those records where we know exactly which one is the first name, the last name, the year, or the place. Or you want to show only free text records like newspapers or yearbooks, or you want to see everything and work all together. So those are tips for you to clear up a little bit the big amount of matches that you may be receiving and allowing you to work faster. Now let's take this as an example. Let's review the match, and here you will see very similar screens as in the smart matches. You can sort this if you have more than one by value, by names, by relationship. You see the same X in the corner that will reject this match if you from here can immediately already said that this is not the right match. You can review the match if you want, and you can see more information about the record. If we have the image available, we will display it here as well. And you see on the left side the option as well to view that person's profile.family tree. From the bottom part, you can reject here if you think that this is not the right person. I know some people actually want to print most of the research or everything they do in the research, and MyHeritage will allow you to print this page as you can see here, or just save it as a PDF if you will like to do so. I'm kind of an eco-friendly person. I hate printing things. I prefer to keep them digital. Yeah, I mentioned that view profiled or view in tree option there. So all what I need to do now is to confirm this match if I realize that this is the right person, and with exactly the same type of screen from the smart matches. I see the information I have in the left, the one coming from the record in the right. I have the arrows in the middle, so I just need to click and to save the information into my tree. Also from here, I can show more fields, and I can also extract information for other family tree, from other family members mentioned in the record. Just remember to click Save to Tree Otherwise, nothing will be saved. Okay, I have already confirmed. You see also there that I can extract additional information. I can undo this confirmation, but in the very few minutes that we have left, let me scroll down here because there is another technology hidden right down here, and it's called the record detective. Because once you have accepted the match, what MyHeritage is doing is looking for other records or even family trees where this individual or any other person mentioned in that record is also in our database. And this is, as many of you probably hear me say, the reason why you don't go to sleep before 4 o'clock in the morning. Because you click in one record and you extract the information, and the record detective will give you another record, and you go and look at it and you evaluate and you agree and you extract, and you keep doing that until that time in the morning. Right there is your record detective tool. So the record detective will find either other records that are in the MyHeritage database collection or other individuals in other family trees, remember the smart matches, that matches not only the individual that you're looking at, but the other people mentioned in the record. Same as with the smart matches, MyHeritage will also send you an email to alert you about new record matches that we have found. And this may not be a weekly email, but remember that we are adding new collections every week, so you have a chance to get new records every week. Now, some of those records are not in English, and MyHeritage already has a technology in place to help you with that, and it's called Global Name Translation, where we take the names in your family tree and we compare them with other records and family trees in different languages. Now, not only Latin characters from Spanish, English, Polish, and German, but also Hebrew, Greek, Russian, and Ukrainian that uses a totally different alphabet. And this technology that is already applied in our search engine, it's also applied on the record matches. You may have experienced this whenever you do a search and we find records in a different language. Well, now the record matches will also bring you those matches with those records in other languages. Some of the announcements that I had on my own, I was inviting you all to the knowledge base where you can find videos and articles and material that you can actually download and use totally free. Not even a registration is needed. The other invitation I have for you is, of course, to visit Family Tree webinars, where this webinar is going to be posted, recorded next to all the others that MyHeritage and Legacy are doing. Those are staying there for free, so whenever you have a couple of minutes, why not take advantage of this? And my very personal invitation is for you to take this address from the screen and register for the Ask the Experts that I have every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, New York time. It's 30 minutes of a very specific subject, and then just simply questions and answers from the audience. So that bit.ly/AskTheExpert2021 is the URL that you need to go. I am I will try to put right now that address in the chat so it will be easier for you to see it. Okay, and I do know that Marianne and Jeff usually have some prizes and other announcements. I do know that our next webinar for MyHeritage is on July 13, if I am not mistaken. You know what? Let me check. Yes, July 13. That is the next day for our next webinar. But let's start trying to answer some of your questions here. Let's see if I can read. Okay, so Genevieve is asking, when I have duplicates that are identical in every way, the system will not allow me to merge. If I delete one, it deletes both of them. Well, Genevieve, what I think is that you are actually not experiencing duplicates, but what you're getting is the same person. It's related to two people in the tree, and that is why you see a duplicate, but it's actually not a duplicate. I will suggest you that you can search or use the list view, and over there you will be able to really see if this is a duplicate, if you see two people with the same name, or you are simply looking at the same people in two places. Okay. Ruth, thank you very much for writing in the questions the URL for my Ask the Experts. Thank you. It's so good to have good friends here with me. Monica was asking, okay, she was telling about problems with the sounds that we have. Okay, I am trying to see the questions here. And a lot of people complaining about the audio. If you have questions, you are more than welcome to type them in the chat. And I don't know how fair will be to just pick two names from the audience for the prizes that I know that Jeff and Marianne had selected. Okay. Teresa was asking, I have a line with a surname that originates from Germany, and there is another line with the same surname, but they originate from England. Many people think that everyone with this surname originates from England, and I don't want to automatically accept the match in case it goes to the wrong line. Well, I totally agree with you, and the only recommendation that I have is just to be very careful when you analyze the information from the match and make sure that you have the right person. Sherry asked about the limits of photos or people that you can have on your family tree. Well, the basic family's website, it allows you 250 individuals in your tree. After that, you will need to pay either a premium or a complete subscription. And then you may have unlimited amount of people or tree. Now, those limits do not affect in any way the accept or rejections. Like, you can have thousands of matches and you can accept or reject those thousands of matches without any problem. Jan or Greg we're actually asking, can anyone else change my family tree, or it is secure so no one can change my information? Well, basically it is secure. Basically, nobody can change the information unless you invited somebody to be part of your website. And only then those people that you invited may probably change and modify the information. So what you need to do is to actually look into the settings of the website and make sure that you have the settings set so nobody else can go in and change the information. I do know and see that some people were asking for the handout, and this presentation do not have a handout. I'm sorry for that. Chris is asking, does it delete the discovery forever, or it will possibly come back at a later time? And I'm guessing that he's talking for sure on the discoveries, but when I click the X on the corner, and no, once you said ignore or reject, that is gone forever. So be very careful whenever you click that, because you're telling us that you don't necessarily are interested in that particular discovery. I'm trying to go over all the questions. Ian is saying, if I accept a match, that is okay, but if I reject a match, it doesn't mean the info is incorrect. It just means I cannot confirm it. Is that correct? Well, not really, Jan. Wait, this was Ian. Ian, not necessarily, because if you're rejected, it means that you know as a fact that this person is not the right person. But if you are ignoring that person, it means that you don't want to deal with it. I will suggest you just to leave it there until you know better. And I don't know if this is Jeff from Idaho just coming into our rescue and probably giving you a little bit more of the announcements that were planned. Is that correct? Or this is Marianne that actually regained electricity? Okay. I don't know, but I will keep answer questions. Mary is asking, is there a new version of MyHeritage? I don't seem to have the same window as Daniel. Well, Mary, you may be experiencing what we call the A/B test, and yes, we are working on a new version and a better version of our family tree. So if you are not seeing the family tree exactly as I show you, if you see it more like a gray and not pink and blue, then you are very lucky because you are looking into what's coming in the future. Chris, is there a way to save a discovery to review later? No, you just simply leave it there. It will be there for you waiting for whenever you want to actually take care of it. Carol, I uploaded my raw data from another company during Rootstep week. I'm just guessing we're talking, Carol, about DNA. For my daughter and my granddaughter, and when I check, they have a matching the same with the two of them. Well, obviously, yeah, if it's your daughter and your granddaughter, they are already sharing 50% of your DNA. My granddaughter was adopted, and we know her family. Okay, then it's a little bit more complicated, Carol. I will need to actually view that and try to figure it out. I'm sorry not being able to help you now. Bob, I have rejected the same photo at least 3 different times. What does it keep repeating? Well, probably that photo appears in other websites, and every time we are bringing you the photo from a different website. So maybe instead of rejecting, you should ignore that person or that photo, and that will make us very clear that you are not interested in that specific photo. Jackie asks, I get emailed match again and again for the wrong person. How do I get rid of them? Well, Jackie, I will suggest you to go into the match and just reject the match. Once you reject it, again, you will not receive that same match, but if somebody copied it and somebody reproduced that mistake in other family trees, you may get that similar match, and I'm going to say similar match because the source is not going to be the same, so you are going to receive that match again and again. If I were to load images of vital records that I have obtained, will they come up as discoveries for other people? Is asking Nicholas. Nicholas, if that image that you're uploading is uploaded as a personal image, meaning that in the family tree, you are looking at the, instead of the face of the person, you are looking at that record, then the answer is yes. It's going to appear over there as part of the discoveries. But if you're just uploading an image with facts and not as a personal image for the person, then it will not show in the discoveries. Okay, let's see if Jeff or Marianne actually managed to go back into the session, or I should answer a couple more of questions here, and then I will need to say goodbye to all. Are the icons only available on a laptop? I don't see them on my mobile app. No, you have icons both on the app, on the website, and on the software, Linda. Yep, you will see those icons no matter what. Probably, let me see. Janet, when I look at trees that were written in other languages, I can't figure out how to change the information so I can understand it. For example, I can read the names in Russian alphabet so I can follow the families. Janet, yes, MyHeritage will not translate the data of the trees. We will only translate either the general design of the website so people can see the menus on their own language, or you will get matches with somebody in Russian with your people. My suggestion is use Google Translate, and then you can copy and paste from the Russian into Google Translate and being able to read in Google Translate what exactly are those names or details. Let's see. Thank you very much, Patricia, or is Susan in SC, South California, I don't know, or Sacramento. Stephen, I have found transcription errors in some of the records. I just left a note what the correction should be. And if you look at the record, you can see I was correct. Stephen, first of all, thank you very much for doing that. And yes, sometimes some of our records actually have transcription mistakes. We do have an option to suggest spelling mistakes, but it's not available in all the types of records. So hopefully people will read your notes right there. Let me see one more question from Steve, which is very eager for me to answer his question, and I will do so with great pleasure. Is there a way to preview instant discoveries to ascertain what source information there is to support potential people that will be added to your tree? Well, the only way, Stephen, to do that is actually when you view the discovery and you see the person that matches your tree and the new people over there, you will see the names and the relationships, but you will not be able to view further information until you don't accept the match. That will be the downside of the discoveries. Okay. I know a lot of questions. I see a lot of questions, and I'm sorry, but I don't think we have a lot of more time to answer all the questions. I will again suggest you can either visit myheritage.com/help, and that you will find all the answers that you're looking for, hopefully, in the frequent asked questions of MyHeritage, or you can visit the education.myheritage.com, the knowledge base of MyHeritage, and try to learn a little bit more from the videos or the articles that we have there. In the meantime, thank you very, very much for being here. Again, I am sorry for the technical difficulties that we have experienced, but as my very good friend or friends say, Marianne and Jeff, thank you very much for being here, and life is short. Do genealogy first. Goodbye, everybody.